we always played together. We were pretty much inseparable. Then his birthday was before mine. He got his Pokemon. He left for his journey. The beauty pageant incident happened because Mom noticed I was really lonely because I didn't have my friend to talk to anymore. And then I wasn't allowed to get my Pokemon, so I didn't see him for a really, really long time. And in the beginning, it's like I got a letter almost every week, then every 2 weeks, then once a month, then not at all, and not for 3 months. And then one day I just really got desperate and realized he should have a phone. So I asked his mom for the number, and I tried calling, and this other kid answered, and I didn't know the voice. And then another person started laughing really loud, and then Jefferson started laughing at something, and then I hung up, and I stopped trying to talk to him. And then 2 years later, he came back, and he tried being friendly, and I had a lot of attitude about that. And we've been fighting ever since. Oh, Jefferson, by the way, Chase, you met him. He's the guy that Lux bonked into the windshield of.
I seem like a great guy. I can't imagine why you stopped talking to him.
I was angry, and I was a kid, and I didn't know any better.
So, Cassie will look toward the door as it fully manifests itself, and then, quickly look back at Chase. She's like, wait, tell me your story first.
Yes, share.
Yeah, he zips up a little higher, and he says, I thought I was the last person to survive something, and I feel like someone might be chasing me down, which is why I don't use my real name. My name is Ian Infay.
Okay. Are you going to be offended if I still use Chase?
I would prefer that everyone use Chase. Like I said, I have a feeling I might be being tracked, and I think some of us can understand what that feels like. And he looks at, he looks at Noir. And then I also said I thought I was the only survivor, and he looks at Molly, but I don't think that's the case.
Survivor of what?
Something that happened at Whitestone Orphanage that was covered up.
Molly will say, Molly will look at Chase, and she'll say, so that's why. That's why you wanted us to escape, right?
I wish I could say yes, but I don't remember trying to help you escape.
That was the promise. You wanted us to escape. So I did escape, and I waited for you, and you never came. Is that what happened? You survived something? What happened to the orphanage?
I don't know. I think we should try to look it up. My recollection is that it doesn't exist.
All right, well.
As in now? Never mind.
As in now. I can't find any records of it.
First things first. Let's try to get out of here, and then we'll see what we find.
Agreed.
The door manifests itself completely solid. And this is a door that's sort of like scintillating multiple colors. One feature of this door that in particular, other than the glowing multitude of colors, is that printed on the door is a symbol.
Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end.
Huh.
So you immediately knew that.
I understand symbols. I understand symbols more than I understand words.
Well, is this going to lead out, or is it going to lead to another space?
I'm starting to wonder if each of these doors, they don't show our past. I'm wondering if these doors show a timeline, and some of these doors actually show the future.
I mean, that would make sense for some of you with not understanding what your door meant, but
When Chase says that, all of the doors that you guys opened, they all open up and then shut at the same time.
Well, that's creepy.
so as weird as it is, I guess you're probably right.
I don't know if that should worry me.
Worries me.
I'm worried. Exactly.
So this spectrum door here. Anyone want to step through it? Because I'm about ready to go.
Sure, why not?
Check it for traps
point
or
hanging around.
something.
I prefer not to be the
It
only
seems
one.
a little-
Yeah,
What
Molly
was
will
that?
go
What
forward.
was it? I missed Alice.
Should we like check it for traps or something? This is
Yeah,
this is
I'll
too
check it.
easy. Like
I'll check it for traps, and Chase walks through the door.
Apparently,
For my
Nora's been
traps.
playing D&D. And Nora's been playing some D. Shouldn't we check for traps?
Yes, we should.
I checked the ceiling.
That's something we normally say.
Dungeons and Dragonites.
Yes.
Dungeons and Dragon Knights, yes.
don't trust
Tiffany,
this girl.
did Tiffany just check for traps?
Yep.
I mean, or as Chase leaves, do we see anything beyond the door, or anything happen to him, or I guess I'll help us out next.
You believe that Chase just left the dream.
Okay. Well, then in that case, yeah, Cassie will glance at the others and shrug a little bit, and then walk through too.
All right.
Molly will go too.
Yeah, let's
do you
go.
want guys going to go together at the same time? So
Yeah, I don't like that of
Very
anyone
clever.
left behind.
okay.
The door closes with the last person in.
2, 3.
Okay.
Steps through.
Let's shift back to the Pokemon. So, Fern, you're with Lieutenant Jenny and Nevi, Officer Nevi. I guess is what I'll call her. Officer. She's not really an officer yet. Officer in training. Rookie Nevi. I'll call her Rookie Nevi. The rest of the group have sort of, I guess they managed to meet up by the Pokemon Center, which actually is perfect because you guys are actually going to see Lieutenant Jenny and Fern and Rookie Nevi make their way to the hospital right next to the Pokemon Center. So if you would like to converse while they're talking, while they are making their way to the hospital, you may converse.
Yeah, Ooh will point over and say, "Look, there's Cold Friend."
Yeah.
Cold Friend can see the rest of the others.
Hey, cool.
Friend will go. I got this. Just wait.
Wait,
I
did
believe
she
she's
somehow
telling
give
us
us
to
some
stay.
Well, she can't go like, I got this. It'll be fine. I'll figure this
She
out.
lifts one paw. She's in one.
Nothing to see here.
Go back to your alleyway.
Like, just stay back. Like, I know you guys don't want to be captured, so it's just like, got police with me. Be cool.
So Remy looks around and he sits down, grabs a twig, starts chewing.
You think she's all right?
Seems
She looks like
she
she's
is.
doing something.
I mean, I don't see cops that often. Is this normal?
I'm guessing she's found our partners. So she's got this. We don't have to break into the hospital and cause a scene. Imagine that. It's gonna make for a much more boring day.
Boring's not bad, I guess. I just want to know if Chase is okay.
Ooh says, "But what if something happens to her? What if they take her away too?"
Oh, Fern?
What
Out of character, she's talking
Yeah,
talking
I
about
guessed.
Fern.
I did. I was going for Molly. Sorry, Tiffany. What a mess this episode. These names.
All the humans!
Well, I mean, if we keep an eye on the entrances, then we'll know, right?
Yeah. That
That's a
could
good
work.
point. That's a good point. I think we should split up and track Fern. Just in case.
Let's split up
So
and look
much
for clues.
tracking. We know where she's going. We
How about
just
we
saw
go
her.
Wow, look at that snark.
How about we go in twos? So it's like he ignores Lux for a while there. So how about we go in twos? It's like the
Oh.
doorknob sitting all over again. I'm sorry, you're just too small. Sometimes I can't hear you.
Grabs stick, whaps him overhead. Still ignoring me?
Oh, is this going to be our first real Pokemon battle?
All right. So what is the plan then?
Lux
Remy
used
using the
frustration.
look.
Whack.
How about you it on this stick, hammer?
Remy used mean luck.
Right. Well, as I shouldn't be seen, I'm guessing I'm going back in the saddlebags. Looks at Bullet.
Sure, I'm not against that.
So he'll already like start leaning over to, give better access to the bag.
Not as nice as the hoodie. Jumps in.
Okay.
Remy
Ooh,
looks
you're
pretty
with me.
nice.
So yeah, Ooh will move over to Remy's side and he'll say, you know, grumpy friend, I can climb up the wall.
How about you get a head start then? Climb up the wall. I'll catch you. I'll go in parallel on the streets. Batmon, can you take the sky there with Lux? Just check the perimeter of the hospital. Check for anything suspicious.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Ooh will slither up to the building and he'll turn around and say, he'll say, good luck, and he'll start sliding up the wall.
And Remy gets a smile of, it's like proud of the fact that this scared little Pokemon is going off on its own and taking some ownership over the task. Feels pretty proud right now for this little stranger.
Aww.
So, a quick question. So, Eo is currently going up the wall, and were we still in an alleyway?
Yeah,
So, I mean,
so
is
it's,
Eo going up? You like cross over to the station and is going up there.
yeah, I would
Right.
presume so, right? Just towards the station. Just we're basically just keeping an eye on Fern from different angles, just to see what's going on around this scenario. See if something else is going up either with her or at the hospital.
Okay, so getting an aerial view, but from like top of the police station, not like the neighboring the building across the street. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not trying to break in just yet, just trying to get
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. Then yeah, Lux will, or not Lux, Bullet will take off and start to fly around.
Okay. Bullet will try to stake around and start to fly around. While you guys are doing this, if anyone is paying attention, you're actually going to see that down the street there is another officer, Jenny, who seems to be leading an individual into a cop car. The person is handcuffed right now. And whoever the person is appears to be a little tipsy, a bit drunk. And I'll say that since you're on the ground, Remy, you'll probably be the one who will notice that this individual who's being put into the cop car happens to have a psychic pin on him. And they are putting him in the cop car, drunk. You can probably assume that this guy has been out all night, meaning he broke curfew.
So it is actually like drunkenness, and it's not like an effect of the PBJ.
No, yeah, you're not really sure. If he was drunk, then you can probably deduce he was out all night, and thus they're arresting him
Broke the curfew.
for breaking the curfew. Meanwhile, back with Fern. Fern, you will see the lieutenant go up to the receptionist area, and then Nurse Joy will be, will greet him. Good morning, good morning, sir. She says. Miss Joy, Kyle says, and he pulls out his badge. Lieutenant Jenny, I want to know if you've recently brought in an individual by the name of Nausicaa Sinclair. And Nurse Joy says, let me check our records. She checks up and she says, yes, Nausicaa Sinclair was taken in last night, and she writes down for him the room number, and he will say, thank you so much. And she'll say, have a good day, Lieutenant. You as well. And they will go over to towards Nausicaa's room. You will walk past the doorway that actually leads into the section where Cassie is. Do you continue following Fern, or yes or no? Do you continue following, I guess, as you are passing by that door?
She looks at it and goes, I called the police. Remy's gonna be mad. I should probably look after his trainer. I'll be right back to Big Cassie.
While you're thinking that to yourself, you do notice that Cassie's starting to stir as if she's about to wake up.
She whines a little bit at the door. She whines a little bit at the door and goes, looks both ways. And
they're leaving.
She goes Cassie.
She goes to Cassie.
And
Okay.
tries to sneak off without them seeing.
All right. You will make your way to that area, and now in that section of the area had not only Cassie, but it also had Chase in that ward, I guess is what you refer to it as. And because I think it was Chase, then Cassie. Is that the order that went out the door, I believe? Then Molly, and then Tiffany and
Yes.
Noir together. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Cassie, you start to stir. Chase, you actually wake up just before Cassie wakes up, and you find yourself feeling kind of groggy. You're in what appears to be a hospital. You're in bed right now, and it looks like you've been hooked up to some sort of monitoring system. You can hear the little beeps.
Pull out the wires.
Sure. You start pulling out the wires. It hurts a little bit. I don't think you're roll a medicine education, I think.
Oh God, it's so bad.
All right.
He's fine.
You pull out the first you pull out some of the wires. Now the thing is, you didn't pull them out carefully. They are the way they're intended to be pulled out, and you actually make a rather large breach in your forearm, and you're starting to bleed profusely because you didn't do it right. So you're starting to lose blood from that.
Wow. Jesus. Is my clothes around? Like, do I have?
I don't think your clothes are in that room. You're right now. You're in a gown, and I think you are traditionally naked in that gown. So that's all you've got. All you've got is the. And this goes the same for Cassie. Like, you all have your hospital gowns, whatever you call those things.
Chase gets up off the seat and he stumbles to one knee, and he's entering a panic at this point. He's trying to find lockers or anywhere where his clothes could be, and there's blood squirting everywhere.
There's blood everywhere. So Fern, you notice this too on your way to going up to Cassie. Cassie is waking up, and the beds are separated by curtains, and Chase is right next to Cassie, but there's a curtain separating the two of you. So Cassie, while you're waking up, you also notice you're also in a hospital. You're also kind of noticing somebody to your right who's stumbling around, and Fern, I guess, jumps up onto your bed.
Well, yeah, I'll let Ella go first real quick.
Fern jumps up. Oh, Fern jumps up and goes, Cassie! And like jumps and like licks her face. It's like, you're awake, you're awake.
So then that'll distract her.
I did
from
it right.
now. It's so cute. About Chase. So, surprised first to just be awake, and then, for Fern to immediately jump up. She smiles a little bit and, starts stroking her like, hey, girl, how are you doing?
She like nuzzles and goes, eh. Like, can't indicate. It's like, follow.
She'll blink a little, surprised, confused by that, and say, "Oh, I can't go anywhere yet, girl." And look down at what she's hooked up to and everything, and just look back at her.
There's a crash next to you because Chase is like panicking and he's stumbling around and he's looking for a locker. Well, you don't know what he's looking for, but he looks like he's looking for something. He actually like falls into the curtain, and so he's panicking. He falls into the curtain. The curtain kind of falls, and he basically falls on top of your bed. So he like lands on your lower legs. Lands on top of your lower legs. It doesn't hurt, but the guy looks like he's bleeding from his arm.
All right, so yeah, Cassie will like shoot up in bed and do, Chase, what the hell? Like, as he's bleeding everywhere. Really quick, can I make a medicine check to see what's up?
Yeah, roll a medicine check. Yeah.
I'm gonna re-roll that. Okay,
yes.
12.
You believe? Well, yes. There appears to be like there's a first aid kit or nurse's equipment or something along those lines in the room with bandages, and you believe you can patch him up relatively easily.
All right, and
at least to stop.
Do I have to roll a perception, or can she see like any nurses nearby, or had she heard any nearby recently or something?
Yeah, roll a perception.
Okay. Hold on, I'll keep it.
Then the answer is, yeah, you probably can hear voices. It sounds like female voices. Maybe it's a Nurse Joy nearby.
Okay. Well, then
you also know that there's like a little button that you can press to call the nurse. There's also that too next to you.
Yeah, she'll do both. She'll press the button and call out, nurse, we have a problem here.
Okay. Does
But,
Chase react to that, to what Cassie just did?
Chase is trying to slap the trigger thing out of her hand. It's like, don't.
Too late, asshole. I already pressed it. Just like Remy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and he looks at her almost like it's almost for the first time. He looks at Cassie's face. He's like, I don't know if I know you.
Really quick, first, with that medicine, or I guess that was just on him, right? Okay, can I roll a self-medicine to see if she would know how to properly pull things out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Rerolling, and I'm going to use an action point for this one, so we'll get a plus one.
Okay.
16.
Good luck.
Yeah, you believe you can.
Okay. So yeah, she'll start to carefully remove them then as she, sighs and glances at Chase.
Okay.
Like, yeah, we were just in this dream together for like friggin' who knows how long.
And he starts feeling his face, and he looks down at the robe. He's like, this isn't who I am. I need my clothes.
All right, well, we'll get your clothes. Just sit down and don't touch anything for a minute, okay?
One of the Nurse Joys comes in and she goes, "Oh, goodness me. Sir, we need to get you back into bed, sir." And she starts to go up to you to try to escort you back to your bed. What do you do?
He backs up like in a reverse crawl, and he's like, I need my clothes. I don't want to go back to bed. I need to go.
She says, "Sir, it's all right. You've been unconscious. You've been in a coma. You're in the hospital. We're just trying to help you, okay? If you want your clothes back, that's fine. But for right now, we have to make sure that you're okay so that we can let you go, all right?"
And he struggles to stand up. He's like, I'm okay. Can't you see I'm okay? And he stumbles on one leg, and he's like, I'm okay to walk. I can go.
She says, "Sir, with all due respect, I've been personally taking care of you. The least you could do is to at least trust me to take care of you while you're awake, too."
Do you know who I am?
She says, "Sir, we don't have any, you didn't have any identification on you, so we've had no choice but to call you John Doe until you woke up."
That's a good name.
I'll have to remember that one.
She
And
says,
I'll also say Cassie will see that he doesn't just have phone numbers written on his arm. There's other symbols and numbers written on different parts of his body and stuff.
okay.
Like any significance do you think she'd recognize?
I
No.
don't think so.
No.
The nurse will immediately see the wound on your arm, and she'll gasp a little bit, and she says, "Sir, you're bleeding. If we don't take care of that, you're going to pass out from blood loss. Will you at least let me patch you up so that that doesn't happen?"
If I let you patch me up, will you give me my clothes?
Chase, we already sent someone off to get our clothes, all right? Just sit down and wait for them to come back.
She says, "We can bring your clothes here if that makes you more comfortable, but in order for us to monitor you, the gowns are designed so that we can keep track of your health, so that if everything looks fine, you've been in a coma all night, we can release you and everything checks out."
He puts out his arm for her to treat it.
All right. The nurse Joy will very gently, take out some of the bandages on her, and she'll start to, treat the wound. She's very good at what she does. I mean, this is her profession, and she is able to patch you up as painlessly as possible.
I was just gonna say, seeing that, yeah, Cassie, lets out a little breath and sits back again and just kind of hugs Fern against her chest. So
Okay.
Fern will like
not interfering.
squirm and go and like point towards direction.
She then finishes wrapping you up, and she says, "Okay, sir." She says, "Now, like I said, I can get your clothes, but I need you to get to bed. You're probably very hungry," which you are. You are hungry. You're probably very hungry. Let's feed you. Let's run some tests. And if everything checks out, we can let you go, okay?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, okay.
So the nurse will escort you back to your bed and try to get you comfortable again. She will take the remote and she'll say, if you want something, just let me know by pressing the button there. Here's the remote for the TV. I'll go get you something to eat for breakfast. Are you vegetarian or are you a meat eater?
I would like some spoink, please.
We can get you some sausages, sir. Those are actually one of the best one of the best I've heard in all of Kanto as far as hospital sausages go. How about you? She says, "Miss Pine, are you a meat eater or are you a vegetarian?"
Meat would be good, thanks.
She will nod. And she says, "I will be right back." And she will leave.
All right. Well, can cast a real perception to see when she can tell like the nurse is sufficiently gone.
Yeah, no, you don't have to roll for that. You can tell when she's efficiently gone.
Okay. Well, in that case, she'll sigh again and look down at Fern and say, "So, you wanted to show me something?"
Follow me. She darts off towards the direction where the officers were going.
Okay.
And,
Well then.
and Fern will use her tracker ability to help out, sniff out where Nora is, because that might help.
Okay.
Then yeah, all unplugged and everything. Cassie will quietly, get out of
You're
bed.
gonna sneak out.
She's going to follow Fern, I mean, she's not
Okay.
sneaking, but she's not, purposely not making a lot of noise if she can help it. So as she, passes Chase's bed, she'll just give him a little nod and say, "I'm gonna check things out, and then I'll be right back. All right?"
He nods.
Okay, stay here.
He nods.
Right. And she'll nod too, and then follow after Fern.
Cassie, you're gonna attempt to follow after Fern, but there's still a lot of Nurse Joys around, and I'm sure a couple of them will see you and say, "Excuse me, miss, are you lost?"
Oh, no, I'm just. So is Fern anywhere in sight? Sorry, I see Ella making gestures, and so I want to.
I would say Fern's relatively in sight, unless Fern, if you want to dip and hide somewhere before the Joys. It's kind of hard to hide, though. This hospital's full of people. This is really hard for you to hide.
It's probably white floors, though. She's white.
It's probably what?
No, Fern's white and hospitals are normally like covered in white, so it's like...
I mean, if you want to try to hide, you can. Roll a...
She's not going to hide, though.
All right, you're not going to hide. So the Nurse Joys will say, "Are you lost?"
No, I'm just So the nurse gave me a clearance to go and visit my roommate. She's also in here.
Roll a guile.
To help her, Fern's going to look at...
I got 16.
She says, "Well, that sounds okay, all right, I suppose. I guess, but make sure you get back into your bed as soon as possible."
Yeah, she'll smile and nod and say, "Of course, and I'll let any of you know if I start to feel bad again."
Okay, and then she will nod.
Cassie then will continue to follow after.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go back to the other three. So, Noir and Molly and Tiffany happen to also be in the same ward. We'll say that Noir is between Tiffany and Molly. There's a curtain divided up between the three of you. And Molly, I think you went through the door first, so you can wake up first.
Yeah,
And,
Molly will kind of jump, and she's awake, and she looks around, and she says, okay, we made it out. Okay, we're here.
You can hear a voice next to you through the curtain, and you can clearly recognize it as Lieutenant's voice. He seems to be asking one of the Nurse Joy's questions. How long has she been here? Approximately what time was she brought in? And then they give him a specific time. And then he says, "Has she ever been brought in here before?" "No, sir. Our records say that this is her first time coming into this hospital." And then he's continuing to ask her some more questions, but then Noir, you start to wake up, and so does Tiffany.
Okay.
Do we hear him before we are fully awake?
Yeah, you can hear his voice.
Going to feign sleep.
Okay.
I want to hear where this is going.
Okay. That's fine. Noir, are you going to
see what she can see around her?
You wake up. Yeah, you wake up, and yes, you don't recognize this place, but as soon as you see a Joy, you're like, "Oh, I must be in a hospital." And you can also see the lieutenant in front of you as well. Neither of them are looking at you, so they don't notice yet that you've woken up. They seem to be having this back and forth interrogation session right now.
No one's going to cough. Nurse Joy, I don't know. I was probably brought in from my apartment. There was this a boy with his blue hair and red glasses. He's my little brother. Where is he?
Oh, okay. Calm down, miss. She says you've been in a coma for all night, and she says we need to make sure that you're all right. Calm down.
I'm fine. I just need to know where he is.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know anything about a boy. I don't know. Maybe he is in a different ward. I'm not sure.
Who can I talk to about finding out then?
And the nurse Joy says, "I can. Do you have the boy's name?"
Fabian Sinclair.
I can find out for you where he's been placed if he was brought into our hospital.
Okay.
She will write down his name, and the lieutenant, is still there, just like patiently waiting. And the nurse says, "Is that all you needed, Lieutenant?" Lieutenant says, "Yes, thank you. I can take it from here." He then says, "Good morning, Miss Sinclair."
Lieutenant Jenny, have you seen a small boy? As I don't know if you heard, but same description as I told the nurse.
He shakes his head. "I'm sorry, I don't know anything about a boy by that description."
Okay, I'll just wait until I hear more. He's my brother. I don't know if you remember the conversation at the explosion. He's the one I got the birthday present for. I hope he's okay.
I see. Where was he last you remember?
He was in his room. I was talking to some people in the kitchen / near the front door. Then we just all fell unconscious. The door was wide open. If Fabian left his room, he could be anywhere, or anyone could have walked in. Terrifying. And
I was informed that there was some sort of incident that occurred last night. I didn't know all the details, though.
okay. Thank you. May I ask why you're here then? If you don't know all the details, you're probably not in charge of this case.
I was about to ask you the exact same thing, though seeing how you've just woken up from a coma, I don't know if you necessarily would be up for answering any questions yet.
Well, I'm not going to be... Well, I'm not going to be doing much else, I'm guessing, at the moment until I hear back. So, as a fill in time.
Let me find out if I have permission to take you somewhere more privately. Do you need something to eat first?
No, I should be fine.
Are you sure? He says.
Maybe, I don't know. I just woke up. I'm more concerned about other things at the moment.
Normally, I would let you have a couple hours just to get yourself oriented, but I am afraid that this is very time sensitive.
Okay. Have you also seen a Pokemon, Fennekin? He responds to the name of Rennie. He's like this big. He loves chewing sticks.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I have not.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
That's okay. He will then buzz the nurse and ask permission to first allow you to leave your bed. And the nurse will run a few minor checks, like check your blood pressure, check your vitals, whatever, just to make sure that that's okay. And she'll give you permission to take you to one of the rooms where you can have a private conversation. And there'll be like a comfortable chair there and a table, and Lieutenant will sit down across from you, and then he says, "Miss Sinclair, again, my apologies of springing this on you so quickly after you wake up, but like I said, time is definitely of the essence, and I need your 100% cooperation. Can you do that for me, please?"
Okay.
I'm going to have to...
Is this about...
Go ahead.
Is this about the money that was transferred into my account from Celadon City?
He takes out his pen. Money that was transferred to your account?
I think it was deposited. I saw it there. The day I fell unconscious, I was checking my bank account because my roommate might have been out of work for a little while, so I wanted to make sure I had enough to keep up the rent, and I saw that suddenly someone deposited 5,000 Pokebucks into my account in Celadon City, and I've never been there.
You discovered 5,000 Pokebucks being put into your account.
Yeah.
Approximately what time did this take place that you found out?
7 in the morning, 8. I'm not really sure. It was before I went to work.
Where were you specifically at 7 in the morning yesterday?
My apartment. It's at 24 N Lane. It's on the 7th floor.
You live with your brother?
Yes, Fabian Sinclair.
Do you live with anyone else?
And Remy. He's a Fennekin. Who also is missing.
Anyone else, he asks, that you live with?
Oh, yes, the new roommate, Cassandra Pine.
I see.
She moved in recently.
Cassandra Pine, was she there with you at 7 o'clock when you found out that you had this money deposited into your account?
Yeah, actually showed her it and was like, do you know, is this bad? Like, how could someone just do that? Can they take money out of my account?
So she can vouch for your presence at 7 a.m. yesterday, basically.
Yes, so can my Pokemon and my brother and Cassandra's Pokemon.
I'm just asking, Miss Sinclair.
Okay.
Very well. He continues as saying, he then, what did you do when you found out that you had an extra $5,000 into your account?
As I said, I talked to my roommate about it, and then I got organized and stuff and put my brother on the bus. And on my way to work, I rang up the person who helped me set up the account and asked them about it. They're good with computers, they're a friend. And they said, maybe we should just wait and see what happens. Like if someone put money in your account and you just take it out or go to authorities, like maybe they might want the money back, and I really don't want to be threatened.
You had somebody else set up your account, he asks?
Yeah. A friend, like they helped me set it up. Like I did most of it, but they kind of just helped me translate the computer stuff.
What is your friend's name?
I don't know if they'll be comfortable with me giving that out.
He says, I wouldn't ask unless it was relevant. You claim that $5,000 miraculously ended up into your account. She was the one who set up, he or she, he wouldn't know if it was a he or she. He or she set up an account for you on your behalf. I'm at least just trying to narrow things down, Miss Sinclair.
Her name's Maz, and we're friends, but I don't really know her last name.
Can you describe her for me? She's your friend, but you don't know her last name.
We haven't really met in person. We're kind of like pen pals.
You've never met in person. He's starting to look very, very suspicious at this.
Like we're just pen pals, and like it was like a free like tech support website thing, and it's like I need a lot of tech support.
At this point, Kyle kind of rubs his eyes a little bit, and then he says, Miss Sinclair, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm not trying to ruin your day. I'm just trying to figure out the truth here, and I need you to help me with that. I know that these questions are probably very difficult, and I apologize if you are receiving them in a way that you feel intimidated by them. But, he says, I need you to help me figure things out, and I can't do that if you're beating around the bush.
Okay.
Some of the things that you said doesn't make much sense. You said that you're good friends well enough to open an account on your behalf, and yet you don't know her last name.
I don't have many friends. Like, I have my brother, I have my Pokemon, and I recently acquired a roommate, and I met a few people at Smoothie Bar. And Mazza's like the only other person I kind of friendly with outside work.
Take a deep breath, Miss Sinclair. I'm not trying to be a bad guy here. I hope you know that.
I know you're trying to do your job. I'm guessing you think I did something. What do you think I did?
He says, I will get to that. I just want to hear a few answers to some of my questions first before I discuss anything else.
Okay.
Hey, Miss Sinclair, can you at least describe her then, if you don't know her last name?
I think I've met her in person. Or at least spoke through like chat rooms and over the phone. I thought this would be a problem.
Very well. Not Miss Sinclair, I will ask then, may I have her phone number, please?
Okay, she only just helped me out the count, that's... I don't... Do I have my phone on me? I don't think so.
I don't think you will, but you can, if you want, you can tell him you can give it to him after you get your phone.
Yeah.
Very well. I'll get his phone number from you afterwards. Let me move on to something else then.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Sinclair, could you please describe to me, just in general, where you've been about over the last 3 days? Just in general.
I'm like... well, I guess was unconscious for a while. That happened. The last time I was awake, I was in my apartment. And then I went to work. I saw you there.
You did see me at work.
I spoke.
What did I order?
I feel Noah would know this, but I don't.
You took notes of what he
What
ordered?
did you order? I might have. I'm just seeing if I did. I know Noah would know, but I wouldn't.
I'm going to roll a
Perception
actually,
for that?
I'm gonna say yeah for memory.
Still mean, but
Yeah. Hopefully you guys can understand why Lieutenant Kyle's asking these questions.
oh, I do.
Hopefully
Yeah,
you
yeah.
understand. You
Yeah.
totally understand why he's asking
I understand
these
it
questions.
outside the character. Why
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that?
She doesn't understand why, but Kyle knows what he knows what he's doing.
Why is that important?
Why is that important? What you ordered?
Maybe focus?
Focus, probably.
Would intuition be practical? Because that's also a skill that you use for cooking.
I think focus is more. I would use focus more for memory, for remembering.
Okay,
things.
focus is actually better for me. So.
Yeah, that's good. I wouldn't. That makes sense. You probably have a relatively good memory. Go ahead.
Okay.
Psychics in general are supposed
Let's
to have
not
good
crit
focus
fail.
anyway. Yeah. 9.
Wow, that was pretty bad.
You wouldn't be able to give a lot of detail, but you at least know general. Like if you ordered a sandwich, you can at least say you ordered the sandwich and, and all that good stuff. So we'll say that you respond, but it's
Yeah.
not in super detail.
I was very scattered that day. I can't quite remember what you ordered, but I think it was coffee. I do remember you sitting down in a booth. Like you had a lot of books and stuff everywhere, and I was very awkward. And then I went to hang out with my new roommate and someone she met the other day.
Okay. Let's move backwards. What happened to you the day before that?
The day before that,
Out of character, if you remember, that's the explosion.
yeah.
I believe out of
And
character, that was the
is-
explosion. Yes.
And it's the day of the explosion. It's the same day Cobblestone came into the coffee shop in Tiffany.
All
Yes,
right.
in the day.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Nora will say, well, did my same usual morning routine, send baby off, go to work. I met with her I observed a Tiffany Benoit, who should be up to verify I was there. I served her and her new little grimer. Wanted salted roasted beans. Remember that was a bit oh, that's an odd request, but yeah, sure. And there was a old man who came in. He looked like if he was a bit rough, like he was living on the streets. I took him to the back and gave him some food. Apparently, he really had a bad day. His bag got stolen, and his friend chased after it. So I gave these.
So you worked for the most part that day.
Yeah,
In
and
Saffron
then
City.
I went to in Saffron City, and then I went to the department store, tried to get my brother a birthday present, but then yeah, explosion.
Your birthday present for?
Fabian, my brother.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then?
Everything was his birthday. The explosion went off. I was unconscious, woken up by a crowbat, and then being wrapped in an orange apron. I escorted a woman out of the building.
And then what did you do after that?
Well, I hung around the front, seeing if I needed to be questioned. Then I kind of got scared about the explosion. I brought up some bad memories.
You spoke to somebody. While you were outside. Do you remember? Who did you speak to? You spoke to me. Do you remember what you said?
Yeah,
To
I
me.
kind of flipped out at you. Sorry again. I said, I'll give you a discount on coffee. Was that a
And
bad
then-
discount?
No.
But why
She says, "You're doing great so far, Miss Sinclair. You're doing great." The day before that, do you remember what you were doing the day before that? I just need to know if you were at work or not.
Work.
You were at work. And did you do anything else other than work that day?
Looking after Fabian.
Okay.
And
And that's
Remy.
it.
I
Right.
think so. What is this about?
Miss Sinclair, thank you again for bearing with me through that. I know that that wasn't very easy for you, especially after what you've already been going through over the last several days, and I apologize for that. But I needed to verify a few things, and hopefully you will understand. There is an individual who is impersonating you.
Huh. Okay.
I wanted to find out if the person that I am speaking to right now is the same person that I've been interacting with over the last several days. I also wanted to verify where you've been over the last several days specifically, because there is another individual who is impersonating you who was spotted back in Celadon City. Does that ring any bells for you?
Yeah. Before I passed down to a bunch of other people, I was actually talking to them, and they said they heard that apparently Huxley or something of the delivery service. I don't really know the name of the delivery service, but it's a delivery service in Sullivan City. Apparently he was speaking to someone with my name, and we did a little investigating earlier that day into the matter because I didn't really listen to authorities. So I called up the place, and apparently the Huxley guy recognized my voice, so I was kind of freaked out. And I gave just a fake name because I didn't really. When I was talking to Huxley, just pretending to be a reporter, so I would get more information about who would set this bomb, and then and these other people came in with this information.
Do you believe that this Madison would have something to do with it? With your...
No.
Are you sure? I'm assuming, like you said, you asked her to set up a bank account for you. Setting up a bank account requires a lot of personal information. So if she has a lot of personal information from you, it's very easy for someone to do a little bit of identity theft. Do you see where I'm going, Miss
Why
Sinclair?
I called her. That's why I called her. I needed to check if that was what was happening.
So
and
you trust
I can
her?
say, yeah, like she was surprisingly helpful.
You trust her, and yet you don't know her last name, Miss Sinclair.
Okay. Well, I didn't really have. There was a bad thing that happened, and I lost everything except for my clothes and my brother's clothes and my brother. We didn't have anything, and the person helped us set up again and start over.
In what way?
I didn't have any idea. Please don't go after her for anything. Like, she was trying to help. But I didn't have any ID. I didn't have. My qualifications were all gone. I couldn't just like leave my brother to live on the street. I needed to be able to work and to prove who I was. And it was just the only way I could do it. So I found
Okay, Miss
someone.
Sinclair. Okay, Miss Sinclair.
Please don't.
He finishes up and he says, "Is there anyone else that you can think of that would have reason to steal your identity? If you don't think it's this Madison, then who do you think it might be?"
I don't know. No one should be against me here. I left the place where people were horrible. I left that place and they couldn't follow me.
Where exactly are you from then, Miss Sinclair?
Just wondering, is her gold bracelet still on?
I don't think they would have removed it necessarily.
Okay, that's good. She'll go, have you heard of Hooper? The Pokemon?
I am familiar with Hoopa.
You familiar what it does?
I know a few stories that my friends have said about Hoopa when I was younger.
Okay. Well, Hooper likes apparently messing with things and putting people and places in different places. Like me and my brother. Kind of got stuck here.
He puts down his pen.
Oh,
And
no,
he's
you're
just staring at you. Humor me, Miss Sinclair. Where exactly are you from, in layman's terms?
Kalos,
Kalos.
Limnos City, but not the same one that's here. In a different world.
Right. All right, Miss Sinclair.
Okay, so you just think I'm insane. Great. This is why I just went to. I'll just make my documents because no one's going to believe me. Great.
All right, Miss
I'm gonna have
Sinclair.
enough to deal with.
Is there anything else? I think you've had enough. Let's get you back to your bed. And he'll take you.
Do you think I'm insane?
I think he says that you've had a very traumatic experience over the last several days, and I'm sure that whatever has happened to you with this coma hasn't helped you either. I think that it would not be productive of me to continue questioning you any further. At least not right now.
Great. I should have expected this. Cops weren't helpful where I was from either. They didn't.
Miss Sinclair, I'm just being honest and truthful to you.
I know. This probably does sound insane.
Thank you, Miss Sinclair.
Thanks for listening.
After they leave, sits up, sees she's tethered. Anyone else in here?
Molly will kind of push the curtain away to see if she can see anyone, and she says, "Yeah, I'm here."
Oh, goody. That wasn't just a dream. It happened, didn't it? Also proceeds to push aside curtain.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what Lieutenant Bluehair is doing here.
Lieutenant Blue. Oh, the Jenny guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that made me super uncomfortable. Again, maybe just how I grew up. It feels like she should have an attorney present if she's going to talk to law. You know?
What do you think that was all about?
I don't know. She has a lot going on. We all have a lot going on. We have a lot going on. Any chance you know what the date is?
Molly will kind of pat around, try to find her phone, and she'll say, I think they took all of our belongings away.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, goody. It's true. What are we doing going forward? Because, you know, as much fun as the slumber party was, I don't know if my nephew's okay. You? Starts looking around. No sign of you?
No.
I don't even know where my Pokemon is.
All right. Do you think they'd let us leave? I mean, we're awake.
I can't see why they wouldn't. Probably they'll want to do a few checkups, but... Okay, there should be a call button or something.
While you're looking around for the call button, I'm going to say that Cassie reaches your ward. So, Cassie, you can see Molly and Tiffany, and they've awoken. And
Hey!
Fern is with you.
And was this where Fern was leading Cassie then?
Yes.
Okay. Was Noir also there then? Like, is there just an empty bed now?
There's an empty bed. Right now, Noir is being interrogated.
Okay, so yeah, she doesn't know about any of that, but...
No.
Upon seeing the other two, she assumes that was where Fern was leading her. So, she'll smile a bit and she'll give a little half wave like, "Hey guys, good to see you're awake."
Yeah. Chase okay?
He's Chase. From what little I know of him.
True. Burning building. Let's run into it.
Profusely bleeding right now, but he was fixed up, so...
That's good.
Yep. Well, so she'll look down at Fern and be all, "Is this what you wanted, girl?"
And points at the empty bed and goes,
Oh,
like looks around and goes,
Noir was here, but she left to go talk to Lieutenant Jennings, right? That's the guy's name?
Jenny.
Fern barks.
Take that as
Yeah,
one for me.
Yes, that's it.
Apparently I said the right thing.
So yeah, I cast a
You
little fur
would.
brow a little bit. Like, she's already being questioned?
Apparently.
Mm.
Does that mean, like, we're up next, or?
I don't know, actually.
Man, I hope not. I've had enough of police and weird things happening for a while.
Yeah, and I don't want to hang around here too long. If a nurse sees me, I might get busted.
Yeah, and I have no idea where Bullet is. How did you find Fern?
Wait, your Pokemon weren't with you?
No,
No.
we don't know where they are.
Cassie can't help
Fern
but
goes-
smirk
going
just
back.
slightly. She what?
And like point. Fern's going to like bark and like point to like outside the hospital, like they're outside. They're outside.
So are they waiting for us?
Is she telling us something, or
Hello again.
Okay.
Start talking off.
Cassie? You'll hear a voice behind you, Cassie, and you're going to see Rookie Nevi walking towards you.
So hearing that, yeah, she'll tense briefly, but then look back and, can't help but smile to him. "Oh, Jen, hey, what are you doing here?"
She says, I was about to ask you the same thing. Why are you in this hospital obviously checked in?
That's a good question, if I'm going to be perfectly honest.
Do you have a perfectly honest answer? I thought you said that you weren't mixed up with all of that explosion stuff. Like, you were okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. She'll gesture to the other two, in the room at the same time. And say,
hi?
"We kind of just passed out, and now we're waking up. As for why we passed out, I honestly could not tell you."
Okay. I'm not a medical expert, but that's kind of weird. So, okay. Well, I guess it's good to see you.
So, your turn to answer my question now.
I'm here on a case. Can you believe it? They're actually like using me on the field right now.
No kidding.
Case?
Fern barks and goes, and runs over to Nevi, like nuzzles, so like.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say much about it though.
Well, you can tell me, and I won't tell anyone.
I mean, it's probably. I mean, you guys already heard about what's been going on with all of the investigations over the explosion and stuff. That's really what we're trying to get to the bottom of.
Is that why Lieutenant's questioning Noir again?
Oh, you know Miss Sinclair?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we're roommates right now.
Oh, wow. Well, okay. Okay.
Something
She's-
you're not saying yet?
I mean, she's well, different.
Do you mean psychic, or is there something else you're hinting at?
Yeah, I mean, she has some abilities.
I don't know if you've heard anything bad about her lately, but for what it's worth, I don't think that she's responsible.
Because
Yeah.
you're a very good judge of character.
Well, if you recall, it wasn't just me.
Okay. It's at this point that you see Noir coming down the hall, and she probably has a very troubled look on her face with Lieutenant Jenny escorting her. And you can make it back to your bed. And at that point, Nevi will sort of give him a salute Lieutenant? He nods. And he says, we have to get going. We have one other person to interrogate.
Interrogate. As in, you interrogated her without a lawyer or attorney present, which is illegal, last I checked.
He frowns a bit, and he says, not in this jurisdiction, actually. The government has actually given me ability to make some exceptions for extenuating circumstances.
Interesting.
Is it because I'm psychic? Is that it? Are all cops against psychics, or is that just a thing my mum was about? Because I've been a friend in you guys.
He says, no, Miss Sinclair, it's not because you're psychic. It is because the government is taking the events over the last couple of days very seriously, and therefore they are allowing all of the Jennies to make some exceptions to some established rules in order to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, great. I like this one be screwed up because of someone else's actions.
I'd just like you to keep in mind, Lieutenant, that we're the victims here, okay? Don't go forgetting that.
He says, I understand that, and I think that I have been very fair in my interrogations.
Molly will say, Lieutenant, you know, Molly points at Cassie and she says, she and I almost died in that explosion.
Yes, I know.
Are you close to finding something?
I want to believe so. At least close to making, as close to avoiding making a very bad mistake.
So what have you got so far, then?